if you're gonna kill a bug, don't do it just because. I like bugs, and I'll tell you why. They're alive, and so am I. Bugs. Whoa, bugs are pretty cute, bugs are pretty fun. There's a couple of bugs I try to stay away from. Mosquitoes, ticks, business flies, bugs in suits, bugs in ties. And I get bit, and it makes me itch. You ain't never gonna hear me complain, 'cause a bug bite never really kills me. I just get bit and I itch and I go on my way.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. I've had bugs on my mind the last few days. Last night or 2 nights ago when I was out at Levitt Pavilion, I mean, I was swatting, trying to talk and the bugs, and it's the heat, it's the rain. I feel like the bugs are worse this year than they have in the past, at least this summer. And then I see this story today about the dreaded spotted lanternflies. You know about the spotted lanternflies? Yeah. It's an invasive species, and nearly 20 counties in the state of Ohio are on quarantine. I don't know how they keep those bugs in their quarantine. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? Put out signs? If you're a bug, you can't migrate elsewhere. But now they're infiltrating the Miami Valley. They were spotted in Clark County. Okay. They're moving from eastern Pennsylvania, bringing environmental destruction. These lanternflies, they say, give homeowners a real headache. The pests drain sap from trees and shrubs, produce a sticky substance called honeydew. I thought honeydew was something else. Isn't that a fruit, like a melon, a honeydew? And then, of course, the honeydew list, honeydew this, honeydew that. But apparently, this is some byproduct of these pesky lanternflies. Honeydew. Now that it's been discovered in Clark County, officials are saying the best thing that you can do is smash it. Step on it. Use your feet. Use your hands. Whatever it takes, they say. So the war is on. We have decided to attack the lanternflies there in Clark County. And I was thinking, I actually do like bugs. I do like bugs. There's only 3 kinds of bugs that I will just kill. All the others, I try to usher out the door or just kind of push away, just let them have their space. The 3 that I'm willing to kill, the Chinese stink bug, those little bugs that they look like they have shields on their back. And the rumor is if you kill one, it lets off an odor, and other stink bugs will smell that and come to their aid. Now, I've never witnessed that, but maybe it happens. Cockroaches, they're dead. Fortunately, we don't have cockroaches at home. I have seen a few cockroaches in this building. And then the brown recluse spider. Now, I love spiders. Now, not to the point of keeping them as pets like some people do. But the brown recluse spiders can really harm your dogs and your cats, your pets. So if I happen to see one of those outside on the sidewalk, front porch, wherever, building a nest or a web, it's gone. It's gone as quickly as possible. Now, somebody on the live stream just mentioned flies. That was one I didn't think about. That I will kill that. I will kill. And it's more annoying than anything else. It's not that they're dangerous. They're just annoying. But the other three, yeah, it's kind of, I'm willing to take them out for sure. So I thought that might be kind of an interesting discussion here. What bugs are you willing to let live, and what bugs are you willing to pulverize, crush, kill, put out of their misery, or put out of your misery? Parker, you hopped on. You must have a long list.
Not a long list, but
you look like a bug killer.
Mosquitoes.
Oh yeah. Let me add that to my list. Yeah, I'll take care of those too. Yeah, that's why I like bats, because the bats will kill the mosquitoes. The truth is, I put this list together about 20 seconds before I went on the air. So there might be some that I've missed, right? Mosquitoes are one for sure. Yeah. But I like bees. I don't have any problem with bees. The only time I have a problem with bees is if they're like hornets. We had a nest of hornets in our backyard in the ground near where the dogs will sometimes go and do their business. And I didn't want them to be stung, or my wife, who primarily takes the dogs out. So we had that taken care of. But yeah, I mean, bees fly around, big bumblebees. I don't really have an issue with those. Wasps, whatever. I try to catch them and I try to throw them out the door or usher them out. That's what I do. But other people, like Mary, if there's a bug within 20 feet, she'll see it. She will see it, and I'm immediately given the task of removing said bug. To her, she doesn't care. Kill them all, she says. Kill them all. I'm more of a pacifist when it comes to that. But I get tasked with that, and it's kind of like the job of a guy, right? Women don't generally like bugs, but she doesn't like anything like that, anything creepy crawly, which is weird because she's like the big Harry Potter fan in the house. She loves the horror, she loves all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of part of the whole genre. But she doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So if you have a particular bug that that you have an affinity for, that maybe others don't, that you're willing to let live, I'd just be curious. I mean, it's kind of a silly topic, but I got bugs on my mind. Bugs on the brain. 937-457-1290. Now, here's something that I would like to bring Parker in on this, and maybe even Ron Otto if he's available. There's a situation in New York State where there's a high school basketball coach, now former, who is being sued by a former player. And the story is, this is a young woman. Her name is Haley Monroe. And I kind of remember talking about this story where her team played in a championship game at the end of the basketball season. This was back in March. And she's the leading scorer on the team. Chances are the team probably wouldn't have made it to the championship game without her. But the team ended up losing by 10 points, 47-37, which I think for a high school girls basketball team, that's high scoring, if I'm not mistaken. But they lost. And after the game, the coach read her the riot act right there in front of everybody. And at one point, pulled her hair. He pulled her hair. So, of course, this is a problem. Coaches aren't allowed to put their hands on student athletes. They're not supposed to, especially in that situation, right? So he got fired, even though he apologized. I never should have pulled her hair. Well, no kidding. But he got, he was given his walking papers, but now she's suing. And here's what she's suing for. I guess this could have been lawsuit lottery, but she's suing for damages, stating that she has been substantially damaged and suffered a monetary loss. So I'm curious what sort of monetary loss this high school basketball player experienced or is experiencing. Like what sort of monetary loss? But specifically though, this is school starting up. A lot of sports are getting underway. We got football, we got soccer. What other Parker? What other fall sports do high schools play? Is it field hockey?
Yeah, field rugby.
Rugby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said soccer, didn't you?
Yeah, I said soccer.
Yeah.
I said soccer. Is there maybe cross country?
Yep.
Is that a fall sport?
Yep.
Yeah.
Track or cross country. I can't remember which one's fall.
I think cross country's fall and track is in the spring.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I had friends who played football, then also that were on track, did track. Did you ever have a coach that yelled at you?
Mm-mm.
Like just really aggressively?
Well, yes, but it was, you knew it was with good intentions, right?
Yeah. Golf team?
No. It was I think it was like a rec league that I played in.
Rec league. You got dressed down by a rec league coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I was like 13, 14, 15 maybe, but yeah. I mean, you knew it wasn't personal,
See, I kind of feel, and there's probably going to be people who disagree with this, but I kind of feel like in high school, there's no place for that. Once you get to college, it's different.
Yeah, I agree.
And I understand that maybe trying to prepare student athletes in high school for college, that experience, that's a positive thing. But man, I don't quite get the yelling and the anger that we see from time to time coaches directing at their high school students.
Yeah, it's a bit unnecessary, I think.
Because the vast majority of those students are never going to play their sport again in a very competitive level once they leave high school. It's just the truth. They're not. Most of them are not going to play college.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think sometimes it's just some of these coaches have anger issues, really.
That's true. Yeah. It can happen.
But I'm sure people have experienced that sort of thing.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Hey, everybody. We had issues trying to sign on the live stream. So sorry if it was a little bit late. For some reason it just wouldn't connect. But we got it. Well, I'm glad. Thank you, Zach. I'm sitting here getting ready to do the show and just kept spinning and spinning. I'm like, what are we doing here? What's going on? I've not noticed the romance in the air. I've got the heat, got the humidity. No romance.
Ohio's tax-free holiday ends soon. We'll have the latest at 5:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Welcome back to the show.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. We've all heard stories about this notion on airlines that bigger people, large people, rotund people, I would throw myself into that group, just being honest here, that lots of times you have to pay a little extra. You might have to pay for 2 seats, right? Because you take up that much room. We've heard of this. Not new. Here's something that's new. This is happening in Wolverhampton, England. Town officials over there are facing criticism over their plans to impose a, quote, fat tax on families burying overweight loved ones in larger graves. So the Wolverhampton is looking to increase the cost by 20% for bigger plots. Some cemeteries are charging up to $2,700 for a 6-foot wide grave, which is about more than $500 than what they charge for a regular size grave. Wolverhampton, a city with the highest obesity rates, has not conducted many or any public consultations before proposing these fees. Now the city folks are outraged, and they argue it unfairly targets overweight families, adds unnecessary financial burden, and could lead to complicated and distressing burials. And they're dubbing it the fat tax. So if they can make money, they're going to make money. Somehow they're going to do it. This is why I just be cremated. No, you won't take up. In fact, you can be cremated and they'll turn you into a tree. How about that? So you can throw shade on people after you're gone.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Coming up.
T-O-double-D-H-O-double-L-S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Live from the WHIO News Center, this is Miami Valley's news at 5:30. Our top local story, the leaders of the U.S. and Russia meet tomorrow to talk Ukraine.
Well, Todd, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're extra wide, you may need an extra wide casket, which means that maybe the hole needs to be wider for, maybe there's regulations. I saw Dennis. I saw the fun you guys were having. And then I shut it down.
your good cheer and call me.
Call me now! Call me!
He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Amazon driver. Dear Sir, madam, here I've got your package, taking all day long just to get to you. You're my last stop, wanna get this done. Please take your stuff, and you know I'm your Amazon driver. Amazon driver. I drive all day in this crummy van, fighting traffic jams to get to you. I'm lifting boxes that would break your back. It's my only job, and you know I'm your Amazon driver. Amazon driver. Amazon driver. Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And that song right there is for Mark, who's watching the live stream. Says he's an Amazon driver. Listen to your show every day. Love it. Thanks for making being stuck in the delivery van worth it. I hope he's not actually watching the live stream. He's delivering and driving the Amazon van. Please be safe out there. Oh, wow. So we just had this story about a town in England, Wolverhampton, where they are imposing a fat tax on people who are obese and then die, as if that wasn't a big enough problem. Now they're going to charge, I guess, their family. You wouldn't really be charging the deceased person, right? You're charging the family. They want to charge an extra $500 because they're saying that those folks need a wider cemetery plot. And somebody asked on the live stream whether or not all cemetery plots, aren't they all the same size? And I don't know the answer to that. I always kind of thought that all caskets were the same size. I've only had to purchase one casket or be a part of one purchase in my life, thank God. But I thought they were all the same size. And I'm imagining that even in England, there's probably regulations as to, you know, how big the plot needs to be, how much space needs to be on the sides of the casket when it's lowered in. I'm assuming, I don't know. But I guess if you have to get a bigger casket, the hole would have to be bigger. But yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Charging more. And what do they do after you die? They take you into the mortuary. They throw you on a scale. I'm like, oh, you're gonna have to pay a little more. Sorry. Wow. But at that point, somebody else's problem, right? It's not yours. We've got some crazy neighbors stories here, or story.
They're quite the worst. They're my neighbors, and they make me sick.
Crazy ass neighbor.
Well, if it isn't my neighbor.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
You are the worst neighbor in the world.
I hate my neighbors.
So here's a great but annoying neighbor story. This is happening in Los Angeles, just outside of Los Angeles, Van Nuys, the Van Nuys division. There's a 50-year-old man there who has some sort of issue with the Los Angeles police. And he's dealing with this in a very loud, obnoxious, annoying way, annoying his neighbors, probably for blocks and blocks from where he lives. Multiple times a day, he hits a loud train horn that he has mounted to the top of his house. And there's no he's not blowing this on a time schedule. All right. It's just random times throughout the day, even sometimes at night, you hear this giant train horn. And he says that he's got this problem with the police. He's actually calling this a cry for help. But he's not elaborating to the local media who have interviewed him about this what the issue is. So the people there obviously annoyed, 100% annoyed. I think, I mean, yes, it's loud. I'd be more startled by it. Like when you least expect it. If it was on some sort of time schedule, maybe it would be like a train coming through town. I used to work in Troy, and there's train tracks that go right through, just almost downtown, like a couple of blocks away. And when that train goes by, and it's generally on a schedule, you hear it, so you know. But if it's just random, it could certainly startle you. But anyway, the neighbors described this as a piercing and horrific sound, windows rattling, causing all kinds of headaches. But here's the thing that's interesting is the cops, they tell the folks that there's nothing they can do about it. And I don't understand how that can be. Now, they say that the only way they can do anything to stop this is they have to catch him in the act. And I started thinking about that when I read it. It's like, well, aren't most crimes committed when nobody's watching? Right? I mean, if somebody breaks into a store, the cops aren't watching, but they can go arrest them, right? After the fact. So why do the cops there have to witness the horn being blown? If you've got an entire block of people saying, yes, this jerk is tooting his horn multiple times a day, and they all sort of like, yeah, that's when he did it. He did it at 14 minutes after the hour. That seems like enough to me. But I'm curious to know, it's always worth the conversation from time to time. What sort of annoying things that you've noticed your neighbors doing? This is a good way to get it off your chest. I had the experience a year or two ago, shared it on the show, but we have new listeners. They may not have heard the story. I did some yard work. I cut down some ornamental grass. I should have done it in the fall, but I was too lazy and did it in the spring. So I had these big bags of basically straw, looked like straw. And I thought it would withstand the weather being out by the curb. But the wind was a little breezy one day while I was at work, and some of this yard debris ended up in my neighbor's yard across the street. Well, instead of saying, hey, Mr. Todd, your crap is in my yard, can you take care of it? She went and pulled more. It was an older woman, went and pulled more out of the bag, came up to our front door, rang the bell. We weren't there. We were working, but the Ring camera caught all the action. And she walked around the perimeter of our house and just dropped straw all the way around. There's still straw because, look, I'm lazy. I was lazy to cut it down. I was lazy to clean it up. In fact, Mary and I, just to make a point, we didn't even bother. We just let it straw. People put straw down in their flower beds and gardens all the time. What's the big deal? No skin off my nose. It was really throwing the branch at the front door that really put me over the edge. That's where the line was crossed. But, from time to time, suddenly your neighbor starts doing something annoying. They were fine, and then suddenly they're not. So I like to open up the phone lines, and if you have an annoying story that you'd like to share, 937-457-1290. Incidentally, we have a current events quiz. If you'd like to take the quiz, give Parker Testa, my producer, tonight a call. Be the fifth caller, 937-457-1290. You will win tickets to see Brit Floyd. They're going to be at the Rose Music Center this Sunday, the 17th. So be the fifth caller right now at 457-1290, and you can take the quiz. This Saturday, I'm going to be out at the Kroc Center, 1000 North Kiwi Street in Dayton. It's their back-to-school bash. It's going to be a big old party. There's going to be bounce houses. There's going to be music. There's going to be food. They've got their splash pond open. So it's not a real pond, by the way. It's like a splash pad kind of thing because it's going to be warm. But if you'd like to celebrate back to school with your kids, it's free and it's fun. And those are the two main ingredients. It's free and it's fun. The event starts at 11:30, goes until 2 o'clock. I'm going to be broadcasting live from 11 to 1. So I'd love to see you out there. Once again, it's the Salvation Army Kroc Center this Saturday, their back to school bash. And I'm looking forward to seeing you.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O-double-D-H-O-double-L-S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
That's annoying, Ron.
From McAfee Heating, Air, and Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. WHIO-FM Pleasant Hill. WHIO Dayton, Ohio. The birthplace of aviation.
President gears up for a meeting with the Russian president. Well, the latest at 6 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
And now for our devoted listeners, back to the show.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And I got to get to this quickly. We got a current events quiz. We got the news coming up, so I got to zip through this. Rod in Miamisburg. How you doing, Rod?
I'm good.
Good. You ready to take the current events quiz?
Yes.
All right, let's get it going.
Oh, my God. Listen, everybody. It's the Evening Edge Current Events Quiz.
A quiz, hot shot.
Can you answer the question?
I bet you think you're pretty smart, huh?
Now, here's your host, Todd Hollst.
Sponsored locally by Titan Graphics.
Thank you very much, Norm Kelly, official announcer of the Evening Edge Current Events Quiz. Rod, you are playing for a pair of tickets to see Brit Floyd. They're celebrating Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here 50th anniversary at the Rose Music Center this Sunday. Now, do you know how to play the Current Events Quiz?
Yes.
All right.
I've played 3 times.
What's that?
I've played it 3 times.
Oh, wow.
This will be 4th.
Wow. You are an eager beaver. Way to go. All right. So all the questions tonight have to do with breaking the law.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law.
But just as a reminder for those folks who don't know, I'm going to give Rod 3 questions and 3 possible answers. And Rod, the answer is always
C.
C. That is correct. All right. Here's question number 1. Former postal worker in California was recently arrested after cops say she went on a 3-year crime spree, stealing credit cards and money from the mail. They finally busted her after A, she asked her boss for investment advice on her newfound wealth, B, she attempted to buy postage stamps with a stolen credit card, or C, she posted pictures of expensive vacations and stolen money on social media.
C.
You got it. Yeah, she posed with big stacks of cash. And people are like, hey, how does a postal worker make that much money? All right, here's question number 2.
Okay.
Question number 2. Wisconsin man may be going to jail after he was caught on camera lacing a female co-worker's Coca-Cola with A, ghost pepper particles, B, Spanish fly aphrodisiac, or C, Gorilla Glue.
C, Gorilla Glue.
You got it. That Gorilla Glue is very sticky. Very, very sticky. Don't know how it interacts with Coca-Cola, but I've had it on my fingers before, and it's no fun. All right, here's question number 3 for the big win. A Washington, D.C. man was arrested this past Sunday after a confrontation with a federal agent. Officials say the man, A, threw water balloons from a passing car, B, threw uncooked spaghetti noodles, or C, threw a foot-long Subway sandwich.
The foot-long Subway sandwich.
You got it. And, of course, that violates my hard-fast rule of not using food as a weapon. Well, congratulations, Rod. You are the winner. Hang on the line. We'll get your details and get those tickets to you. And that's how you play the current events quiz.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
Our next scheduled news in less than 15 minutes and immediately when it breaks. I'm Ron Otto, 1290 and 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's news and talk depend on it.
If anything unusual happens with breaking news, traffic, or weather during the hour, we'll stop what we're doing and break in because you need to know now. This is Dayton's News and Talk, WHIO.
Just want the radio on. Okay, I see we need to kill 2 hours.
Who is this clown?
First name, Todd.
That show, off the radio.
Do you listen?
He makes me laugh.
You can hear for yourself.
5 o'clock every day.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? I have exorcised the demons.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Coming up later this hour, Intern Will is here, and he's got his Punchline report. And he's been working hard on this. You don't know what I'm talking about. I have an intern. His name is Will. He's a local high school student. He wants to be a comedy writer. So he goes through the headlines, sort of like a Weekend Update on SNL. Finds some juicy headlines that he feels like he can add a nice punchline to. Sometimes they're hits, sometimes they're misses, but this is a learning process for young Will. And he comes on the show and he delivers them, and then we critique them. And that's coming up after 6:30. We also have a Florida man coming up, a recall. But first, I wanted to mention this. So Ron Otto just had this story about this crazy international con artist. His name is Nicholas Rossi. And you may have heard the name. I will tell you that the story about this Nicholas Rossi is very, very convoluted, complicated, and very twisty. The reason this is kind of a story, at least locally, is that he lived here for a while. And this guy he was convicted of rape in Utah while he was living here in Dayton for a number of years. He attended Sinclair. He had, I guess he had a relationship with somebody, and then there was some sort of assault that took place at Sinclair, and then he fled, and then he came back, and then he was, charged with some other crime. Then he went back to Utah, and then he ended up in Scotland. And when he went to Scotland, one, he faked his death. First of all, that was a big one. And then when he landed there, he took up the persona of some Scottish guy who was on oxygen in a wheelchair. And he had convinced some woman that he was an orphan of some sort, and but he made something of his life, and she fell for it. So they're living together there in Scotland, and the media hears that this guy might be this person who's wanted here in the States for all these sexually related crimes. So they go and interview this guy. Well, on camera, he's doing his best Scottish impersonation. And this guy, here's the thing. If there weren't sexual related crimes, if there weren't rapes and assaults, it would be hysterical. There is a documentary that you have to see. It's on HBO. It's called The Orphan Imposter. If you're looking, it's a series on HBO called The Curious Case of, and then it's sort of a series, and each episode spotlights a different criminal. Episode 3 of season 1 is the story of this guy. And I'm almost certain there's also like a dateline of this story. And it is really, really convoluted. But he's got local ties. And in fact, at some point, he was working in the Columbus State House. Like, he convinced politicians up there that he was somehow on the up and up, and he was young, and he was, excited about politics, the whole deal. And he's just been, living in one place, committing crimes, and then fleeing. It is really, really a strange, strange story. But again, like I said, putting aside the fact that this guy has been convicted of rape and sexual assault, and he's still going to go on trial for more of these sex crimes. This is like a made-for-TV movie. This is like that crazy girl who pretended that she was some sort of heiress. I can't remember her name. It was a big deal. It was on Netflix. You know what I'm talking about? This, Will knows. He could just come in here. He doesn't have to text me. These kids today, who is it? Inventing Anna. And what was her name? Do you remember? Oh, he doesn't know that. He just knows the name of it. Yeah. So her name was Anna, and she was jetting around the world on other people's money, pretending that she was some big time heiress. And it was all a big fraud. But here's the thing that's interesting. If you watch that series on Netflix, she also comes to Dayton. She has some sort of connection or comes to Dayton for some reason. What is it about us that attracts the crazy criminals and the con artists? What is it? Here in the Midwest, I mean, we're pretty gullible. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I find that amusing and sad at the same time. But if you've got to watch this, because your mind will be blown. If you don't know anything about this, it's a very, very weird story. And it's a sad story because he left a long line of victims in his path. And it's just, but it's a very odd story, and I'm sure there'll be more of it because he's facing more sex crimes. 937-457-1290. We have a Florida man story.
Oh, Florida man shines with every single crime, stupefying and delicious. Some might even think fictitious. Florida man is always ambitious.
I think this particular story does require our warning. Let me pull that up here real quick. Let me where's the I should have been better prepared, but you know how it goes. Sometimes where's it at? Here it is, right at the top, under A for adult. Top of the list. Here it is.
Warning. We have young ears present.
That's very adult, Todd.
How salacious.
Here it comes.
This is your last warning.
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down.
We don't rehearse this show. It's just right off the seat of my pants, my big pants. A wedding DJ in Florida was arrested after cops found him walking around a park in women's lingerie that left him fully exposed. And that was the least R-rated thing he was wearing. A Florida man is behind bars after officers caught him walking through a public park wearing revealing lingerie and other sexual accessories. Cops say 32-year-old Anthony Smith was spotted Thursday inside the Indian Riverside Park in Jensen Beach, dressed in a women's thong-style underwear that left his genitals exposed, fake breasts, a long black wig, a black face mask, and some sort of apparatus on his penis. That's all I'm going to say. And a black foxtail, later determined to be attached with a plug of some sort. The 911 call came from a witness who was in the area picking up their children from a summer camp. Oh, Lord. At the nearby Children's Museum of the Treasure Coast, the witness told police that no children saw the incident. But when an officer first approached him, the suspect reportedly tried to run. But I would imagine wearing all of those accessories, kind of hard to run. Kind of hard to run, right? I mean, I'm just guessing. And according to the arrest reports, this was not the first time that Anthony Smith had engaged in this kind of behavior. So he's got a bit of a habit, if you will. But there you go. That is a quality Florida man. And I think that is going to go in our folder of potential Florida Man of the Year award winners. I mean, that's like Hall of Fame caliber, wouldn't you say? Yeah. It's unfortunate. Well, maybe not unfortunate. Fortunate for us, but at least for the sake of the show, it'd be nice if we had some people in Dayton who, would do this. I mean, it's one thing to talk about them in Florida. It'd be another thing to talk about them in, Fairborn or Huber Heights, something like that. I find that more amusing. But anyway, there's your Florida Man for today.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, yeah. I'm aware of that one too, Ulrich. Yep. Yeah, my wife listened to that podcast. I watched it was like a limited series on one of the channels. Yeah, Joel, I did. I got tired of dealing with the camera, and it's just me throwing paper wads, so it's not that big of a deal, at least in my view. Because now I make every single one, now that the camera's not on, every single one goes in. I never miss. That's right. The trash can has run its course.
One popular county fair wraps up for another year. We'll have the latest at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Look, fellas, I gotta say, I love the show.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Are you satisfied with our product?
No, not at all.
It's junk. What a ripoff.
Found the recall.
I want my money back.
Good junk.
What a ripoff.
It fell apart pretty quick.
You ripped me off.
I want my money back.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Well, I'm no Clark Howard, I will admit that, but I do look for stories that have to do with different types of product recalls, because I know that the WHIO listening audience is vast and wide, and you have all kinds of things that you buy, you bring to your house, and then you put them out of your mind, and then you find out later that they could be dangerous. And I'd like to try to keep the edge heads out there informed. I saw this story today, and I've actually used this product before. I used this after I had some surgery a couple of years ago. A soap company who makes antiseptic lotion soap called DermaClean, Clean Foam, Dermacera, and Paragene Antiseptic Cleanser has issued a voluntary recall of several of their products, these soap products. Why, you ask? Bacteria contamination. Soap? That's soap. We're talking soap here. How does soap become infected with bacteria? That is crazy. That is crazy. And the thing is that people are using this. You're just going about your day. You're washing your hands, you're washing your wounds, you're washing whatever. The company says that those who are immunocompromised, you know what I'm saying? If you might get infections easily, are at risk for severe infections. The bacteria may cause respiratory issues, fever, or fatigue in those infected. The recall affects products with an expiration date July 25 through February of 27. I've put the full list of the recalled products on my Facebook page. It's just odd that soap would be recalled because it's got bacteria in it. That's like putting out a toothpaste that gives you gingivitis, that kind of thing. Kind of strange.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, punk.
T-O.
Double D.
H. Oh. Double L. S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
All right, your mic's on. Well, I don't need to put your mic on. You're not on camera. No, it's fine. So I'm going to do two stories. I'm going to do two stories, and then I'll come to you, okay? You think I should have a true crime series podcast? I'd rather do like a Florida Man true crime kind of thing where I just highlight the crazy Florida Man stories, but I'm pretty sure that there's probably other people that do that. Not very unique. I could do Ohio Man. Try to bring the Ohio Man to the same status as the Florida Man. I mean, we may not have the level of crazy crimes and mayhem that Florida Man has, but we've got some crazy ones. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Yep, Will is in the studio. He's here, ready to perform. I should get some sort of whip sound effect. Whoosh! Come on, intern. Whoosh! Mom, Dad, just need to give you a warning. No, I would never do that. I'm not a fan of treating people like that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the whipping boy. That used to be kind of a thing in radio. You'd have like a whipping boy that you can kind of beat up on a little bit. I'm not a fan of that because I was once the whipping boy when I was young and starting in radio and was working on a morning show. They used to just make me do the craziest, stupidest stuff. Not a fan. Not a fan. And honestly, anymore, HR will not allow you to do those things. Too much of a legal risk. I remember when one of my first jobs when I was working at Z93 before I was on the air as a DJ, I was the sort of the morning show stunt boy / whipping boy. And this was in the early days of cell phones. Okay. And this was a cell phone that you carried around in a bag, right? And it had a cord. Yep. It was a big deal. And they sent me out to ATM machines to ask people if they could give me loose change. And try doing that now. You will get shot. 100% you'll get shot, you know? You can't do stuff like that. They used to put me in weird costumes and send me out. I think the worst thing that I ever did, not worse, it wasn't that big of a deal. I would imagine that Will, who is the morning show producer now, probably wasn't a big fan. But when we did an event out at Carillon Park, when we unveiled the Cheez-It statue, I had him dress in the squirrel outfit. And he willingly seemed to do it. But then later I heard he wasn't real thrilled about it. And I was like, well, if I had known that, I wouldn't have made him do it. You know, I wouldn't have made him do that. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of trying to, you know, put people in weird situations like that. I'll put myself in those situations because I have no shame. Whatever for a laugh, I'll do it. Again, my incessant need for approval. All right, your mic's hot now. Stop swearing.
Say so.
If anything unusual happens with breaking news, traffic, or weather during the hour, we'll stop what we're doing and break in because you need to know now. This is Dayton's News and Talk, WHIO.
Everybody, could I have your attention, please?
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Now, hold on, Tommy. Just you listen to me.
Now, listen to me carefully.
You boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk into the microphone?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Here in a couple of minutes, Intern Will is here with his Punchline report. He's been working hard on this for the last few weeks. And how many jokes you have tonight?
I have 5 jokes.
5 jokes.
But for a few of them, I did a little extra work, and there's some alternative punchlines.
Oh, so maybe we can sort of critique them.
Sure.
and come up with the best one. I mean, we could critique them anyway, but maybe throw them out there and say, oh, well, that might have been better, or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get to that here in a second, but first we got some Smuggler's Blues stories to talk about.
It's a losing proposition, but one you can't refuse. It's the politics of contraband. It's the smuggler's blues.
Well, I got two pretty solid smugglers stories. The first one is a man from New York. He has admitted to stuffing 850 protected turtles into socks and trying to smuggle them to Hong Kong. But here's the thing. These 850 turtles have an estimated street value. I guess that's a street value. An estimated street value of $1.4 million. Those are some expensive turtles. I didn't know turtles cost so much. The suspect pleaded guilty in federal court in New York this week after he was caught trying to export 220 packages with the 850 Eastern box turtles and 3 toad turtles. He labeled the boxes as plastic animal toys instead of live turtles, but they were discovered during a border inspection where officials found the animals bound and taped inside socks. He was also accused of shipping 11 other packages that held reptiles, including venomous snakes. The Eastern box turtles and 3 toad turtles are native to the U.S., but are popular pets, both in the U.S. and other parts of the world. He faces 5 years in prison. And then here's this one. A California woman tried to smuggle crack cocaine, over $1 million worth of crack cocaine. Any guesses on where she hid it? You're wrong. She hid it inside a Parmesan cheese wheel. That is clever. 23-year-old woman was stopped by Border Force officers at Heathrow International Airport on May 25th after she arrived on a flight from Brazil. Officers questioned the woman about the Parmesan cheese wheel she was traveling with. Imagine carrying that 8-kilogram Parmesan cheese wheel. She claimed a friend had suggested she buy the cheese from Lima, Peru, for them to try, but officers examined the wheel. They found it contained the crack cocaine. Forensic analysts later revealed the drug to be 94% pure. Wow. That is some pure Parmesan crack cheese. The woman was charged with importing Class A drugs, pleaded guilty, and she was jailed to 5 years and 3 months in jail. So there you go. A couple of smugglers getting busted. All right. It's that time. Here we go. Will's Punchline Report. It's Will's Punchline Report.
I know every punchline.
Okay, I'm waiting for the punchline.
Oh, you want to hear the punchline?
Well, I guess that's why they call it the punchline.
What's up? Punchline.
It's the punchline, man.
Now, here's Will. All right, well, we started doing this feature a month or so ago. This is Will, intern Will. He's my intern. And he wants to be a comedy writer. He's 17, soon to be 18, right? When's your birthday? Is like, what'd you tell me, November?
December, that's
right. He wants to be a comedy writer. He's in high school. He's been visiting colleges. He's thinking of his future, and he's like, I want to do this. So he reached out to me at the end of the school year and said, hey, can I write comedy for your show? Because I listen, and it sounds like you need help. And I said, sure, come on in. So we came up with this feature that he does from time to time. It's Will's Punchline Report. He looks at the headlines of the week or two or whatever it is and finds the juiciest and then comes up with some good comedy lines, hopefully good comedy lines. And I give him a yay or nay. He either gets a crowd laugh or he gets jeers. But look, I told him when we started doing this, no crying. There's no crying in comedy. Just like no crying in baseball, there's no crying in comedy. It's a learning experience, Will.
Yep.
You got it? All right. Are we ready to go?
Yes, we are.
All right. Now, this one, you said some of these jokes you might have other options.
Yes.
We'll go through those two. Okay, here we go. Let's hear the first one.
The Coors Brewing Company has announced their release of a limited edition beer deodorant.
Oh, yeah.
Because nothing smells better than rich malted pit sweat.
I like that. I like the use of the word malted and pit.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Now, did you have some other ones for that one?
I had two alternatives, which I didn't quite like as much.
All right, well, let's hear the first one.
This has also inspired a new line of pit sweat microbrews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little wordy. Let's hear the second one. The second alternative.
The Coors Brewing Company has announced their release of a limited edition beer deodorant.
Okay.
And I guarantee anyone who buys it doesn't need any help smelling like beer.
That's pretty good. I like that. But I like the one you went with, the one you chose. Good choice. Way to use your comedic instincts. All right, let's hear the second one.
Scientists have announced that toothpaste made from hair could be on store shelves in less than 2 years. They also announced the new toothpaste slogan, from our perms to your pearly whites. I guess I went with the wrong one.
Well, let's hear the other ones. I'll be the judge of that.
The toothpaste comes in several flavors, including mint, strawberry, and extra crunchy hairspray.
Now, see, I think you might have been on the right track with that, but I wouldn't have gone with crunchy hairspray. I don't know what I would have gone with right off the bat, but I like the idea, different flavors, and then maybe the flavor would be some sort of something that had to do with hair other than the hairspray.
Okay.
Or like Rogaine.
I don't know what that is. I'm young.
Rogaine, you don't know what, well, you've got your hair. Why would you know? Rogaine is something that men and some women use to help grow their hair after they've gone bald. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like it comes in the flavor of this, and Rogaine, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Not bad. Let's go to the next joke.
Number 3. The Coast Guard recently opened its first landlocked recruiting center in Omaha, Nebraska. This is in tandem with the creation of the Guard's new Irrigation Ditch Defense Force.
I like that. I liked it.
Oh, thank you.
I like the irrigation. Good use of the word. Go ahead.
The other alternatives were calling the Defense Force the Above Ground Pool Defense Force or the Lake Beach Defense Force.
Those were both good. Those were solid. Yeah. Not bad. The joke that you just did about the hair.
Yeah.
Somebody on the live stream, Robin, says a good alternative would have been Aquanet.
Okay.
You know what Aquanet is?
No.
Oh, it's hairspray. Yeah, but I think it was the crunchy that kind of caused the stumble a little bit, at least for me. But he's making a note. I love it. I'll write this down for later.
I'm a nerd.
Yes, you are. A comedic nerd. All right, let's get to the next one.
AOL has announced that it will end dial-up internet services on September 30th. Dial-up will be dearly missed, but even when it's gone, if you listen closely, you can still hear it screeching its way to heaven.
I kind of stepped on your punchline there. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's I like that. We did that story the other night, and I had that sound. So we're vibing here. I get it. I get it.
You anticipated it being good.
Yeah, that's right. I did. All right. Did you have an alternative for that one?
I did not.
Oh,
no.
okay. Yeah. Just go to the next one then. Go ahead.
Number 5. NASA's Perseverance rover has made an interesting discovery. An object resembling a construction helmet has been discovered on Mars. The first thing said after the discovery, "No one was on the rocket when we launched it, right?"
I'll give you that one. Yeah. I like that. Because there is that possibility that somehow someone stowed away. and they didn't make the landing. Now I know you had some alternatives for that one.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, let's hear those.
The first one was, and let me be the first to applaud Martians for their dedication to workplace and employee safety. That was lame.
But I think the landing was wrong, but I think that the setup would have been could have been more positive. Like I think that would have worked with just the right thing at the end, the right line, the right word. But I like the idea of the Martians and their workforce, work safety. I like that. I thought that was clever. And what was the last one?
NASA's Perseverance rover has made an interesting discovery. An object resembling a construction helmet has been discovered on Mars. Well, here's another clip to add to NASA's greatest space bloopers.
Yeah.
This is why I didn't choose it.
I understand. Remember when I told you a little while ago that I don't believe in whipping boys?
Oh, are you changing your mind?
No. I'm having fun. I'm having fun watching you squirm a little bit. But hey, it's character building.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
He's like, I'm never coming here again. Do you have any more?
I don't.
Oh, that was the last one? All right. Well, good job, Will. Way to hang in there, buddy. Parker, did you have a comment? You looked like you were leaning in to.
No comment.
No comment? But I thought he does. Look, here's the thing, Will. This really is a learning experience. And I've said this to you before on the show and back at our cubicles. When you work on a comedy show and you have other writers, not just me, you're going to be batting these things back and forth. And one punchline that you might have, someone might say, oh, go this way with it, and then it becomes better. It's all a collaboration. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to sit in a room with a bunch of other Weisenheimers and take your lumps and learn and just, push yourself to keep doing it, because that's how you become better.
All right.
So you're doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're a great kid. So, all right. There we go. Thank you. We'll appreciate it.
Of course.
What am I listening to now?
What is this? The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up, folks.
T-O.
Double D.
H.
Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Good stuff. Very enjoyable.
At the end, were you asking about other alternatives or just more jokes?
Oh no, I lost track. I don't listen. I don't count. I just go, I mean, I listen. I just don't. I'm not keeping track. Let you do that. But it really is true. It's like sometimes it's just one word, like the crunchy hair thing.
Yeah.
That was the right, that punchline was the right punchline. It just needed that little different color at the end, that little different flair. And, crunchy hair spray, Aquanet. You don't know why, but landing on Aquanet is funnier. It's a fun word, Aquanet. It's music. There's rhythm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Crunchy is it's hard to say. It kind of, you hear that and it breaks up the rhythm, because punchlines and jokes, there's a rhythm to it. And the people that are listening, it's like music. And when you're listening to music, you kind of like to anticipate what the next note is going to be, or the next portion of the music is. If suddenly you're listening to da 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 da. It's like what? It's jolting. And that's unless you're trying to do that, there could be reasons while you're doing that. But generally, you just want it to sort of flow, right? But it also comes with, what you said. You don't know what Rogaine is. You don't know. But as you get older and you experience life more, you will become aware of more things out there, and you'll be like, what is that? What is that? And then you'll keep it in your file cabinet in your mind and be like, your mind palace. And you will pull it out when you need it. That's the way it works. When's school start for you? Did it already start? Digging your teachers? Good. That's a good one. The hair toothpaste the hair toothpaste. The tangy taste of Prel. Now see, there again, you have no idea. Prel is a hair shampoo. It's been around forever. I used to use Prel. That would be, strawberry. What was it? It was mint, strawberry, and the tangy taste of Prel. That's a good one. Aquanet was also good. Here's one. Joe, the hair toothpaste slogan, bringing your curlies to your pearlies. Yeah, that's good, right? No. This is all part of it. The sweet taste of Suave. See that? It's great. Here, hop on again.
Call today or visit mcair.com. WHIO-FM Pleasant Hill, WHIO Dayton, Ohio. The birthplace of aviation.
The heat and humidity will rise again heading into the weekend. We'll have the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
I love the show so much.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So during the commercial break, I was just sitting here talking to my intern, Will, about some of his jokes and how it's all a collaboration and people will throw out ideas, and you take that idea, you put it with this other idea. One of his jokes, and I thought it was probably the strongest joke, was the joke about the toothpaste
Made of hair.
And your punchline was that it comes in 3 flavors: mint, strawberry,
and crunchy hairspray.
So here's a couple of suggestions from the live stream. All right. So you got the setup, right? And the punchline is, and it comes in 3 flavors: mint, strawberry, and the sweet taste of Suave. Or the tangy taste of Prel. Yeah. See, it just you add a little bit to it. Tasty.
Yeah.
Tangy. That kind of thing. So you're on the right track, though.
Thank you.
You're on the right track. All right. Well, there you go. That's the show. Thank you, Will, for your punchline report.
Always.
You can get the podcast of this show at eveningedgetodd.com. And you can go back and listen or watch the live stream. It's on Facebook and YouTube. A lot of people do that, surprisingly. For some reason, people like watching this show. I think we need a better camera. This one puts too much weight on me, I think. That's what the problem is. Yeah. All right, well, have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow just after 5, but we've made it to Friday. Well, we've almost made it to Friday. So have a terrific Thursday evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow just after 5 here on the Evening Edge. Oh, and yeah, we'll have one more pair of tickets to give away to see Brit Floyd this Sunday at the Rose.
That's it. We're done.
It's over already?
Yeah, should have been here sooner.
Game over!
Sorry, guys, I gotta run, but there will be another show.
When?
Sure, I'll be back tomorrow.
Same crap, different day.
At least he's consistent.
Good night, everybody!
All right, everybody, have a great night. See ya.